Hey guys, this is obviously the group Startup Entrepreneur, and my name is Sarah. Russell and I started this 2 years ago, I think. We wanted to connect entrepreneurs and talk about life's issues when you're an entrepreneur, how to get going if you're brand new, how to keep going when you're in the middle of it. And I really wanted to share with you guys something I've been doing for the past 2 years. Russell and I, a little bit background on me and Russell, we bought a business together and we weren't quite married a year. And it was a wine shop that over the next 10 years we grew into a thriving bar, shipping business, and retail. In those 10 years, there were lots of ups and downs. We grew together in our entrepreneurship. We didn't really know what we were doing when we first got started, and we didn't know each other for a long time. So it's a little crazy, but it all worked out. And afterwards, and the dust settled and we sold our business, we kind of looked back and we're like, wow, what an awesome ride. Easy? No. Fulfilling? Absolutely. And we grew closer because of it. And that didn't really strike me as super unique or different until I started getting hit with stats that I saw on a program on TV, and then started doing some research and realized, like, oh my gosh, the odds are stacked against business owners who are married. In the hospitality bar industry, it's even worse. So I believe it's 47% or roughly 50% of marriages end in divorce. And then it's another 10% they've averaged, because the stats are old on that, the numbers are old, but it's even harder for business owners. So we've been in a course, and I've been learning and deep diving into how relationships work in business and in marriage. I've been in this, it's like a master's chunked out each year. I'm taking like a master's course in this, and my mentor is Dr. Julie Helmrich. She's a triple PhD psychologist, brilliant. She saved many marriages, and we didn't get into this to save our marriage or anything. We actually got into it for business, because there's a lot of interesting ways you can go about learning about relationships and how they can help in your marketing and your relationships with your team, your staff, your employees, your contractors, your customer. So that was the original intent, but we learned so much more about each other, and we learned that skills are necessary for good relationships and relationships that work. So we were learning these skills, and it started opening doors in business that I didn't even know were closed off. I'm able to get people involved that I had originally thought were way too beyond. It'd be like, yeah, right, I'll ask Richard Branson, sure. And now it's like, oh, now I know how to have a conversation like that. And the bond that Russell and I have now, the communication we have, it hasn't like solved all problems ever, but it's helped us to recognize problems and solve them better. So some of the stuff I've been learning about is called the science of conflict, the science of trust, and the science of connection. So there's some common misconceptions, and I really wanted to share it with this group because I think you guys would love to use this in your businesses and in your life, because that's the cool part. It doesn't just affect one, it affects all of it, especially if you're married and in business together, or you're life partner, whatever, you're in it together and it's really hard. This stuff makes it so much better and easier. So for example, there's a misconception that trust is really important. Nope, it's actually the relationship. Trust is the relationship. If trust has been fractured to some degree, there are going to be chronic issues in relationships over and over and over. That's true for spouses, that's true for children, that's true for customers, except for sometimes the consequence is much harder. But one of the things I found really fascinating was a symptom in a long-term relationship like a marriage. If you're having a chronic fight that feels like a broken record over and over again, that can be dug down to a moment when trust was fractured. And you can fix it. That's the best news. A, it's normal, and B, it's totally fixable. So I wanted to run this by you guys and see if you were interested in learning more about it. I would love to talk about it and share the cool stuff we've been learning. I feel like I'd be doing a major disservice to everyone if I just kind of sat on this and kept it to myself. I think that the cool, I mean, I've been helping a charity that helps my son. He's dyslexic. He goes to a school, and I've been able to work with a charity, and the team building and the connection that I've been able to enjoy and employ as a leader has been phenomenal. I could not have done this a few years ago without this skill set, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I'm going to cut this short, but I will be doing more Facebook Lives. I would really like to hear from you guys if you're interested. And I'd like to know, I attached a poll to this. I'm really new to Facebook Lives. I've done a couple ever, and so I don't know how to do a poll. Well, I did one, but I don't know how it's going to work out. But are you married and in business? You don't necessarily have to be married and in the same business together like Russell and I were, but do you have a business, or would you like to start a business and you are married? I have awesome skills I'd love to share with you if it's a yes. And if it's a no, you can still use this science, because that's the beautiful part about science. It has been proven. And with this relationship science, I can share you like the top 3 books that we would be using. We're kind of thinking about doing maybe a course with this or something, and we have these textbooks, and I want to share those with you guys. But I wanted to know if this sounded interesting at all. So let me know, comment below, even when this live is no longer live, just let me know, like, heck yeah, that sounds really cool. Relationship science. And it's not just intuitive. It's not just like gut it out and hope for the best. You don't do that in your business, right? Or it doesn't really work out when you do that in business, when you like hope people come through the door, or hope the phone rings, or hope someone sees your ad. No, you're actively working on getting the eyeballs, getting the customers, getting the dollars. You're actively working on it. You're not just hoping and sitting and crossing your fingers that it'll work out. I've learned that that is the same for relationships, for marriage. You don't just like gut it out and hope that it doesn't end in divorce like it's a flip of a coin. It is not a flip of a coin. You have more power than you think. And if you are not super skilled in this, or you feel like you failed a lot in the past, boom, this is skills. It's only skills. That is the best news ever. You don't have to be born good at relationships. It is learned. Some are quicker learners than others. Some learned some stuff in school. That's okay though. I've found the science, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. It is replicatable. It's stuff that has been proven over the past 40 years. And a lot of this science is based off of why we didn't blow up each other in the Cold War, which is really cool. So these scientists got together and they're like, oh crap, if we have arguments and conflicts, we're going to end up blowing each other up. How do we stop this? They learned the science, they researched, they did lab tests with people like literally in rooms, filming them, looking at their reactions. And then they would teach it to the diplomats and the presidents. And that's why we are here today and not in a nuclear winter. So it's solid and it's awesome, and I can't wait to share it with you guys, but I need to know if it's something you're even interested in, because I don't have to. I would love to, but let me know. All right, talk to you later, and please comment. All right, I'm gonna end this, but I will be able to comment. If you have questions, you can private message me or you can comment here, and I will be watching. All right, bye.